But he can't be anti-Semitic because he himself is Jewish because he's black. Apple Music, same thing. Father Stretch My Hands about effing models, bleach buttholes. I don't know how else to say it. False teachings that creep in that are no different than folks who are on the left idea. And it's really the idea that's
Ruslan.
As many of you guys know, Kanye went on to Tucker Carlson and gave him a really good interview, if I'm honest with you guys. And that interview is doing a lot of rounds. A lot of people are talking about it. Conservatives are really excited. But there's nothing new here. Kanye's been fairly consistent on a lot of his worldview regarding his faith, regarding his spirituality, regarding things like his pro-life stance that's been happening for a while. But apparently conservatives don't know this. And so I'm seeing every conservative commentator reacting to this. Of course, all the folks from Daily Wire, they're ecstatic. And I'm not mad at them for being ecstatic. But I did find this thing from the Babylon Bee to be hilarious regarding this new Kanye celebratory side of the conservative aisle. I thought it was hilarious. And so I wanted to share this with you guys. Babylon Bee low-key roasting conservatives for their new discovery, if you will, their allegiance to Mr. Kanye West. Boomer mom asks if son can download her some music from that new nice Ye fella. I just was so impressed with that young man. I thought this was genius. I thought this was funny because I bet you after the Tucker Carlson appearance from Ye, there's been a ton of uptick in Kanye's streaming numbers, right? I don't have anything to empirically prove that, but if I was a betting man, I would say, and I'm not, but if I was, I would say there's definitely an uptick. And I think it's funny how Kanye can go on and just say just a few things, can wear a White Lives Matter shirt, and get embraced by basically the entire right-wing establishment fairly easy. And I watched all the interview. I watched the long form. I watched the additional clips they released. I watched the bit about him and Obama. I watched it all. And I think what people are missing is that there is parts of it that is good, and then there's parts of it where he's completely off his rocker and like they don't know, right? And I think it's important for us to know there's a distinction between being a follower of Jesus and being a conservative. Kanye's a conservative, and I think he identifies as a follower of Jesus, though I think he isn't always congruent in those values, in those virtues that he presents. And I talked about that on my previous video, which you guys can check out on the Ruslan KD channel, with his appearance on Tucker Carlson and some of the stuff he's talked about. And I'm going to come back and we're going to unpack this stuff together because it's a lot of little, like, I don't know how else to say it, false teachings that creep in that are no different than folks who are on the left idea. And it's really the idea we're doing our Bless God podcast launch. Okay, we got Bless God Studios. We've been building that up. But the podcast launch is going to be it's going to be special. It's going to be long-form conversations with some of your favorite creators or people that will become your favorite creators. I don't want you guys to miss out. It's $7. Pick up your tickets. It's right now an incredible way for you guys to partner with us. And I want to make sure that you don't miss it. So I'm going to give you guys a quick preview, and the link is pinned up for that right now. And it's also in the description of this video. Do not miss it, all right? Check this out.
I've always thought it was nasty to not put in 2 weeks. I quit that day.
I wasn't even in the mood to like sleep with these girls, but I felt like I had to.
How come none of these personalities are ever doing anything benevolent? So I think that there could be a spiritual, maybe potential demonic component that's in there that we haven't explored.
The fact that I was single until I was 40, and I knew I was never going to plan a church being a single guy. I wasn't about to set myself up.
You know, and then I remember one time my financial advisor at the time, she was like, hey, did you know you're spending more than you're making like every month? And I was like, oh, for real?
And I'm supposed to, perform. This production assistant's like, hey, here's a Viagra. Take it if you want to take it. Don't if you don't. It's in your hand. It's yours.
I teamed up with Moment for the exclusive live premiere of the anticipated Bless God podcast. And the tickets for that are only $7. When you get to the main page, click the yellow Get Ticket button, scroll down to the add-ons and throw in your ticket to the after party as well as some exclusive merchandise. And I will see you there. And it's really the idea that subjective truth can drive objective reality. Okay? That the ideas that certain things that you feel instinctually or your opinion and your honesty somehow ultimately make up objective truth, which Jesus is the way and the truth and the life. And so with that, I'm praying for Kanye. I've been praying for Kanye. I've been to multiple Sunday services. I actually have a vlog of one of the last Sunday services they did before the lockdowns that I went to. And I am hopeful that, God willing, he gets some sort of, treatment. And I'm not just saying that as like, oh, dismiss him as bipolar. I think he says some good stuff. But there's a lot of paranoia in what he's saying. And the fact that a lot of folks who've been following Kanye for a very long time, up on the story for a very long time, know these things, and that conservatives are just kind of getting hip to it and are having a good time discovering him now because of his like very staunch pro-life stance and his staunch pro-Trump stance, and now going on Tucker Carlson as if like he's one of their own, and now this is who they want to identify with. And granted, he's a top tier creator. I just found this whole take extremely hilarious, that there's a ton of boomers that are probably discovering Kanye, and then my question is, what are they then discovering, right? Are they discovering Donda and Jesus is King, or are they discovering Gold Digger and his most popular songs, right? Let's see what his most popular songs are on Spotify. Yeah, so like this is hilarious. Like if this mom says, I want to check out Kanye, and the top 5 songs on Spotify, which is how most people are going to discover music, is Bound 2, Heartless, which is a good record, there's no profanity in it, Flashing Lights, N-Words in Paris, and Father Stretch My Hands Part 1, which Father Stretch My Hands Part 1 is where he opens up about bleach buttholes. Now, if I have this model, you got bleach on my t-shirt, right? So let's see what his top songs are on Apple Music. Same thing, Father Stretch My Hands, about effing models, bleach buttholes. Mixed Personalities, which YNW Melly, which, by the way, go down that rabbit hole. That's a very interesting capital. All Mine, the album he put out, where they did the 7 albums in 1 month. All of the Lights, Bound 2, Gold Digger, Famous, All Falls Down. So I'm curious. Those of you guys that, if you now are discovering Kanye, going back, like, are you listening to these records, these explicit records, because he came off like a good conservative young man, as Babylon Beast so ironically pointed out. Let me know what you guys think about that, because I thought that was funny, and I'm hoping that he figures this stuff out. He yesterday hopped on Twitter and decided that he was gonna go DEFCON 4, which is DEFCON 4 on Jews, but he can't be anti-Semitic because he himself is Jewish, because he's black. And what happened? Twitter instantly banned him. Well, they suspended his account, right? Elon Musk got him on Twitter. Kanye says he's going to go DEFCON 4 on Jews, and they got him out of there. This should show us that, Kanye isn't always spot on in his opinions. And again, we have to distinguish between opinion and truth. We have to distinguish between honesty and truth. Okay, Jesus is the way, the truth, and the life, and our honesty isn't always true. Our feelings aren't always true. Our instincts aren't always truth. And we'll talk more about that on this channel, because I got some things I want to touch up on as we get into this conversation, because it's an important conversation to have regarding how we come to matters of truth and where the lines get blurred. But hey, if you're enjoying this so far, smash that like button for the YouTube algorithm. It really does help out a ton, man. It really does help out a ton. And make sure you're subscribed here. Make sure you subscribe to Ruslan KD.
Send me and bless God.